What is going on? There we go. There, there we go. Hey, I'm doing well. How you doing? Yeah, I was just gonna say, you remember those QQQ puts? Oh, bro, I woke up late and it's freaking. I love it. I honestly completely forgot I even bought it. I should have sold it, but it's still a big. I was expecting another drop, but I'll probably sell it soon. That is hilarious, man. Like I said, that's why. Like I said, I find some of these plays, and you see the way it works out, right? That's why I say, like, we aim small, we swim against the stream, doesn't work out, take a loss. Same situation, boom. All of a sudden, we get a drop. The markets do what no one expects. Bang, the put spikes up, 500%, 700%. And I like, again, first of all, I like the strategy for multiple reasons, right? First of all, as you saw, by simply buying naked calls and puts, you don't have to have a lot of liquidity on hand. Because I know people are going to say, well, you could sell, covered calls, you could do, cash secured puts, and, there's a bunch of different strategies to generate income and try to increase your success rate, if you will. However, you are technically capping your gains, right? If you buy a call, sell a put, you collect a premium. Oh, what's that? Tripping bugs. You collect a premium or whatever, but like if it works out, you can make like $70, right? So you're capped. You're capped. And you see by simply buying a QQQ put, if it drops, it's only down 1 1/3%, 300 points. It's really not even a lot. And you can see just a pullback like this, all of a sudden it spikes up, like we said, 500%, 700%. So you don't need a lot of cash on hand. Your maximum risk is what you pay for the option. Um, as long as you don't forget to sell it, if it doesn't expire in the money, you're not liable to cover 100 shares, so you don't have to, keep thousands of dollars in liquidity in your account. And that's why, like, people very small, I mean, it's risky and you can, quickly burn the account if you take a couple of trades and it doesn't work out. But I still think it's the best strategy. If we're talking like literally just starting out and you want to try options like couple $100, like that's how you have to do it. Hey, RC, how we doing? How we doing? But yeah, by simply buying naked calls and puts, you are technically taking on more risk. If it starts to move in the opposite direction after you buy it, you can quickly be down like 20, 30, 50%. But at the same time, it could pay off bigly. Your max risk is only what the calls or the puts cost you. Your maximum upside is unlimited. Unlimited. Yeah, it looks like it really wants to kind of hold around this level, and we even just had the dollar climb. Yeah, see, dollar was like tightening here in this triangle, and it looks like we started climbing up, and it didn't really pull back stocks. So I'm a little upset because I could have got more money, obviously, but might have to lock that in. What is it, 2:30 already? Yeah, might have to lock that in soon. Give it another minute or two. Hopefully we can see like another drop down here to the 370s. Here obviously was very nice. It came very, very close to my limit and didn't fill, and then it bounced. So, you know, I'm a little upset about that. I was nervous yesterday with my Nvidia puts, but patience always rewards. As we say, good things come to those who wait. Good things take time. All in good time. All right, how many more expressions do you want? Just seeing the documentary on DW News, how CXW and Geo are making money on Trump. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Told you guys. I told you guys we're going to restore law and order. We're going to, you know, like detain, whatever, these illegal immigrants, and we're going to start sending them back, deporting them, and that's what I mean. All these people are going to need a place to stay. That's why I was saying the prison stocks, both of them should be good. But CXW, I think, has a little bit more upside, in my opinion. But, yeah, they're both alright. Dips from record highs as Dell and Nvidia drip. Good old Dell and Nvidia. Oh, baby. Hey, Kel, you still holding those, puts, or you sold them? I don't even know what date you bought or anything. Hey, happy Friday. Happy Friday. It's a happy Friday. Definitely a good week. The birthday is tomorrow. Well, 3 more calls, strike 25. What's that, CXW? Should be alright. Should be alright. Oh, Intel. Okay, very nice. Very nice. Good old Intel. Bum 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 bum. Yep. Yep, yep. The 29th tomorrow is the 30th. I would have liked to have the birthday on a trading day, but falls on a Saturday this year. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Birthday tomorrow. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. Having a party at the park. You're all invited. Come to my birthday party. Da da dee da da da. Uh-huh. Huh? Mm-hmm. Why is no one in here? Jose, can you see? Keep doing what you're doing. If it's possible to help us more with knowledge of options would be great. Thank you very much. Have a happy birthday. Aww. That's so sweet. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that support. Always here to help with options. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I appreciate that. Yeah, we can definitely keep doing some options. Like I said, I would try to send the alerts. Oh, for the chair. Thank you so much, Clever. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's a big priority. That's a big priority. I don't know yet if I need a massage chair or private masseuse. We'll see. We'll see how big the fund gets. But yeah, I was trying to, yeah, the options. I was trying to make alerts in the Discord and stuff, but yeah, if we're live, if we could do it together live, seems like you guys are being a little bit more successful when we're here together. So, yeah, I don't really mind, like I said, hanging out live for a few hours a day, going over options and whatnot. And like I said too, we had that other person, DJ Khaled. I didn't want to disclose the amount, but he sent me a couple of bucks, and he was kind of looking for like a private video on how to analyze stocks, how I draw my trend lines and whatnot. So I was going to make a little private video for him and just send him the link. I wasn't going to make it public. So if you guys wanted, like, again, like a 20-30 minute video, like a little course kind of, and I can send you the link privately, if you send a couple of bucks, and obviously you can kind of keep it and rewatch it again on your own time if you missed something or if you didn't understand all of it or something like that. So something to keep in mind. Hey Lou, appreciate it, brother. Thank you. Thank you very much. SLV, yeah, they like I said, they didn't want to listen with the silver. They didn't want to listen with the silver, and we almost hit 40 an ounce. Look at that. 39.96. Right? I was talking about it at 30, 31, 33. I was like, yeah, you guys might want silver. And then skiddish. Can you show us how you pick certain options, meaning the actual contracts you pick out of the bunch and how you analyze what kind? Yeah, again, Southern, that comes to how much money you personally have, how much time you can buy. So it's a little more complicated, but if we want to go again with the aim small, miss small, as I said, I'll start mentioning like specifically which like cheaper option I would buy. And if you guys are able to buy a closer strike price or more time for more money, then obviously you can do that. But yeah, I'll start mentioning that on the streams and stuff like that. We're gonna get tired of winning and winning. That's it. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm tired already. I'm tired already. We're just getting started, baby. But we will get tired of winning. We have proven that on this channel. Lives are super helpful. Awesome. Glad you're doing well. Have physical silver as well. It is shiny and worth lots in my safe. Fantastic. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll mention, yeah, like I said, I'll mention like a cheap option or whatever. How I'd play it if, you know, if we had a couple of bucks, if we were in a small account. And like I said, if you guys can buy closer strike prices because you have a little bit more money, then you could do it that way. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Just feel like no one actually covers themselves, actually picking certain. They just post that they bought option. Yeah. That is true. That is very true. But yeah, we'll try to hone down on a little bit more specifics for the options. And like I said, usually, I mean, each like index option is different. Like for example, the ETF for the Dow, the DIA, those options expire weekly. They're every Friday. So if you played a, you know, even if you wanted to play like a scalp now in like the last hour on the Dow, right, you'd have to buy next Friday's call or put. So, you know, they're all a little bit different, but like the QQQ, I know we have like daily options, and usually a situation like this, again, like yesterday when I was saying QQQ puts, like I bought one for today, you know, and it was like 5 points lower or something like that. So it was like 40 bucks. And obviously now it's up big. But usually when I mention the indexes, it's, in my opinion, I'm expecting a move to happen like now, later in the day, or, you know, you might see it happen tomorrow. So those usually are like shorter term, like scalp plays. Something else like a Hershey here, hypothetically, like if we're in the 180s, and I think when we were at like 185, 186, I was saying, oh, in my opinion, you know, it might be time for Hershey puts here. Something like that, right? You're playing kind of the overall pullback of the stock, right? Just a generalized sell-off and a pullback. So something like that, those are the ones where you want to buy a couple of weeks or even like a month or two of time and just kind of play the sell-off, play the quiet down behind the stock after it ran up, and then you exit and take the money and run. So that's why, again, that, you know, you kind of have to play them all a little bit different. But yeah, we'll try to be specific when I can. Appreciate that though, Jose. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. And clever, of course, for the massage chair. Yeah, we're gonna do so much winning on this channel. Might have to get me one of them zero gravity stations. You guys ever see one of those for the computer? You're like sitting in like an orb that's like tilted upside down. It's wild. Wild. It's like $7 grand though, and it's really only just a seat and a desk at an angle. But for some reason it's like $7 grand. But I don't even know like if I'd be comfortable like that. But they do look pretty cool. They do look pretty cool. Like those sound calls I had asked about at 13:45 strike, a few days after earnings would have been a great play. I just don't have options enabled on my account and didn't know actually how to. Hey Ricardo, how we doing? Yeah, Southern, you could yeah, it's usually just like a quick flip. So there should be an option somewhere to get options approval and they might give it to you right away, or maybe like the next day or something you might get approved. But and you don't have to go heavy because I know there's like different levels. Like you can just do like level 1 or level 2 again, because if we're going to keep it cheap and we're going to try to limit the risk but maximize profits, then like I said, the strategy of simply buying naked calls and puts, like I said, playing the QQQ put, yesterday it was like 40 bucks, right? And if the NASDAQ was up, you lose 40 bucks. You can see the NASDAQ is down, so the put's up like 500-600%, right? Small risk, big reward. So you only have to do like level 1 or level 2 options approval. You don't need to have, 25K ready for options and you're trying to like write calls and all this crazy. You don't have to go that heavy. We can simply start with the basics. Smelling a lot of weakness. Oh yeah, Schwab account. Let me see. Let me check my Schwab. See if I could try to navigate. Uh, yeah, you can either call Schwab. Uh, it's in the account somewhere. It's like in your profile, you can go to like margin and options. There's a way just to like switch it. Level 1 options for Schwab is all you need. Yeah, like I said, yeah, level 1 options. Yeah, if you call them, they could probably do it for you. Yeah, there's probably some sort of button you can hit in your profile page somewhere to get approval. But yeah, it's usually 1, 2, 3. And like I said, we could you start small. You don't have to go crazy. Hey, Jose, listen, I know it's a pain in the ass, but at least there's someone to call, right? Could be worse. Could be worse. Make you fill out a form, see how long you've done options for. Just when they ask you the questions on options, obviously it's a speculative investment vehicle in and of itself, right? So when you're seeking options approval, you have to say like, yeah, listen, I got like good money and I could handle risk and my goal is speculation. Takes 24 hours. Yeah, that's why. It could. I mean, yeah, it's almost the end of the day now, but yeah, probably by like Monday you'd be able to do some options. If they ask experience, you tell them like, yeah, intermediate, I got a couple of years of experience. Because to their credit as well, they do kind of try to keep you in check, you know? And if you make an account and you're like an older individual, yeah, you got to beef up those numbers so, they let you handle that risk. But yeah, sometimes if you say like, oh yeah, investment goals very conservative, and then if you try to like buy an option, they might not allow you, or you might see, like multiple warning messages like this goes against your investment goals. Are you sure you want to do this? So you got to make sure you set up your account the right way. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. HGraph live quote $1.52. $1.52. Time to buy MBOT. 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 Hanging out. High threes. We're hanging out. Yep. You can see we're technically still kind of channeling down. Maybe they can try to buck the trend a little bit, and you can see a flash pullback here to like 3.5, maybe meet up with the moving average, and then it might start to bounce back up. But yeah, MBOT looking good. Ran up to 462 the other day. My goodness. It's too damn good, huh? It's too damn good. And like I said, it's the pikers will always gauge how a stock is going to react, man. I'm telling you. Like I said, we had people in the Discord like, oh, MBOT's not moving too much. I'm only up a few bucks. It's good, boom. Now it freaking ran up, hit new highs, $1 higher than where it was, you know? That's why it's funny the way it works. When like the average amateur investor like is getting impatient with a stock, that's when you know it's percolating. You know what I'm saying? And the other way as well, like they say, when you go out and, you know, your freaking barbers over there telling you about, you know, how great the market is and that stock, like a Palantir that everyone's talking about, that's raging, right? When you start hearing that, that's it. That's when it's time to get out. That's when it's time to get out because it's going to pull back, baby. Neo! Thank you so much, brother. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Gonna be a good birthday. Been a good year so far. Been a good year for the community, for the channel. Looks like we're rolling on all cylinders in here, boys and girls. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate that. Everyone's doing well. Hope you're all doing well as well. Thank you, my friend. Digital, appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I think it's Buffett's birthday too tomorrow. People told me that. I guess we know the day the winners are born. It's like Tom Lee. If people say the perma bull is a genius, jump ship. If they're giving him shit, buy like crazy. Yeah, I guess. Been hearing a lot about this Tom Lee individual. So, if you guys are really taking him at his word, then whatever he's saying, I just hope it works out. But a bull, January 10 put. Okay. What's that, Weeble? Weeble. It's a Weeble. Oh. Oh. Interesting. Revenue surge? I'll be the judge of that. Full revenue surge is 46%, 131 million. So the best we've seen since COVID. Assets soared. Huh. Yeah, the only problem is it's a $6.7 billion company that just made 100 million or whatever they said. That's my only issue with this situation. That's my issue with this situation. The more I win, the more I'm going to donate. Thanks for everything and happy birthday. I'm going to the gym. Oh, thank you very much. Sounds good, Jose. Thanks for showing your support. Always happy to have you. Going to the gym, fantastic. Fantastic. Strong body and strong mind. Sell put. Collecting premium if it does not hit 10. Oh, okay. Very nice. Very nice. Hope it works out. Hoping it works out. Yeah. What's it say? Top and bottoms. All right, let's see what's going on here. Kraft Heinz up 2%. Yeah, it shouldn't be. Yeah, Google. Yeah, Marvell earnings. Yeah, big tech names. Seeing a pullback here. 4 or 5% on big names across the board. But hey, we always rage and we've been taking them to new highs, right? So we know, hey, can't go up every day. We got to go down a little bit. We got to calm down here and there. Set ourselves up. Get ready for the next run up. We got a concrete truck outside. Great. Great timing. Love it. It's not like I'm, trying to do something. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Starting to see some potential curl taking place here. Not cool, man. Not cool. Any plans for the birthday? No, not really. Not really. Probably just gonna hang out tomorrow. Maybe I'll treat myself to some donuts or something, maybe. I like donuts. And, yeah, what, tomorrow's Saturday, so might have some fights on, might hang out, watch some fights. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Yeah, we might all meet up and sit down, do a nice little sit down. If the Nasdaq dropped like another 100 points right now or something, that'd be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. I don't think it will, but it'd be a lot cooler if it did. What the hell is this dollar doing? Dollar's going down now. This is going up. Even though before it was moving with the dollar, now it's moving against the dollar. Power hour. Here we go. Saw Sentinel 1 hit that 19 plus right out of the gate. Beautiful. Also saw that RMTI go up to 210 today. 210. I remember after that pop. Right? Where was it? Like $1.20 or something? And I was saying it could get up to 150. This line, 170. Should break up, go to $2. There you go. Could have made 50%. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. Cut me down. Bang, bang. Surprised Hershey's actually doing so well today. My goodness. Nice volume. How we looking here on the 1 year? Yeah, we're chilling. I do still think it should break. Hershey puts potentially. However, I will say, if you notice, our blue chip dividend stocks have been holding up very well. Stocks like PM, VZ, Hershey, even Campbell's again. I don't know. I don't know if it's a good environment to bet against them too much. I don't know. On Hims, yep. Right, I was saying the break right there. I'm looking for the break. Because these are the breaks. I'd say sub 40, baby. Sub 40. Oh, yeah. Yeah, sub 40. Kept my note here. Kept my note here to show you how awesome I am. Looking for sub 40 on the Hims. No. Come back. Come back. And the put's still up nicely. I'm just greedy. I'm a greedy little bastard. Good old Friday. Hey, it's Friday. Friday party. 10-year yield up 0.5%. Yeah, holding the trend line. 20-year staying up. See how we're kind of just stepping up. So we technically... yeah, I'm kind of just hanging out right now. Bitcoin down 4%. Very interesting. Someone posted though, shout out to Shrek. I think he was saying he was watching, yeah, you can see this volume leaving. I think he was saying he was watching volume come out of Bitcoin and Ethereum, I believe. Hold on. I don't want to misquote anybody. Binance dumping Ethereum and Bitcoin to liquidate longs. Binance. Yeah. Okay. I see. Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yay. Happy birthday. Thank you. Love to join the Discord. Okay, I think we went over this recently. Okay? You guys, if you come in the Discord, you must speak. This is not a test. This is as real as it gets. Because if you don't speak, I assume you're a bot and you're here to infiltrate the community and take over the world. Right? So I got to take you out. This link is only good for 30 minutes. If you choose to accept it. Oh, I speak lots. And that's fine. That's fine. But like I said, if people join, you just gotta say, hey everybody, how you doing? What's going on? People join and they just like sit there and they're like combing through the channels, like just, I don't know, like, you know, they think they're like trying to absorb all this info real quick, like they gotta before they get kicked or something. I don't know. I mean, I don't hide anything. Wow, look at that. So 2 people joined instantaneously at the same time, which means there's a 90% chance that 50% of them are bots. Yeah, and just do me a favor too, guys. I know you just joined. Yeah, you could say hello and everything, but as you see, there's a bunch of different channels, right? So, you know, the main chat obviously is, you know, the main shit that we need to be aware of. If you're talking nonsense about your house, you're gonna do that in chit chat, right? If you want to post the chart you're looking at, you're gonna do that in the charts chat. News articles go in the news chat. And I know you may be sitting there laughing, but somehow this simple, organized concept is not yet grasped by everyone in the Discord. I'm just trying to stay organized here. Well, Mara stock climbed back. Well, Mara, again, is a Bitcoin miner, so we can see Bitcoin down 3.8%. So now that moves with Bitcoin. Up, there you go, beautiful, coming right possibly back down there. So you can see, yeah, maybe like a $3 grand drop on Bitcoin, which, you know, could happen later, tomorrow, over the weekend, and then it could start bouncing back, in my opinion. But yeah, it seems like it's on the up and up. I remember someone back here asked me about Bitcoin, and I drew out the lines and gave them these targets. They were like, oh, I kind of trust you, but I don't know. And obviously we ran right up to those targets and went even higher. Too good. But yeah, I mean, this could drop and then bounce back over the weekend. Even if we break, I think we should hold that psychological level of 100K. So maybe worst case 102. And then we start to climb back up. But yeah, you need Bitcoin to bounce and then Mara's going to bounce. That's how it works. Well, I'm looking at your stock, and look, now the NASDAQ is raging. See what you did? See what you did? Unbelievable. Comes in and says, I'm not a bot. Exactly what a bot would say. Am I right or am I correct? Sarah Connor warned me about you. right. What do you say, NASDAQ? What do you say? We're starting to see some sort of U-turn recovery for some reason, even though yields are actually going up. And the dollar is also kind of slowly ticking up as well. Not big into crypto, but I noticed Cypher. What's that? Another miner? Yeah, the miners, again, the miners basically move with Bitcoin up, unless it's like that new one you guys are talking about that's holding Ethereum. But most of the miners are mining Bitcoin. So now they just move with Bitcoin. So again, as we pulled up the chart on Bitcoin, if we can see a sell-off again over the next day or two, they might do it over the weekend. And then if they bounce it Sunday going into Monday, right, then we know that the Maras, the Clean Sparks, MicroStrategies, right, we know they're potentially in play for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on a Bitcoin bounce, right? So you really don't even have to look at those stocks if you're looking to buy calls or something on Mara or another miner. You simply just have to look at Bitcoin. And apparently GameStop too now. They're not even, I don't even know what they're doing over there. It's like they're not even trying to save the business. And they brought in like some day trader and the guy bought some Bitcoin or whatever. So that's it. Now GameStop's going to move with Bitcoin. It's all about the GameStop, baby. Let's check some of these other stocks. How's like RR holding up today? Yep, chilling, holding at $3. Yep. Yep. How about Swibby? Yep. Slight bounce off the moving average. Hanging out right at the trend line as expected. BlackBerry saw some volume before. I was talking about BlackBerry, and I was expecting a little bit more of a drop kind of towards the bottom of this triangle. So as you see, that was like 340, 330s, right? That's why I was saying, in my opinion, sub 350 would be an awesome fill. But you can see how we came down and kind of had a bounce, and we made like a slightly higher low, and now we're bouncing up. And we can see we actually have above average volume today. Over 8 million shares, average volume about 7.5 mil. We still have about 45 minutes to go. So we hit 355, 356. Didn't quite see the break to 3.5. Of course, it could still happen, but we are technically coming off a couple of decent earnings wins. And I do think, in my opinion, overall situation is undervalued. So I mean, I feel market should drop, but that doesn't always happen when we expect it to. So again, I mean, technically it's up, but you might want to consider it, in my opinion. Again, a little bit of a speculative play, but I do have a feeling something's brewing there. Yeah, BlackBerry's still around. That's what I mean. People, right? Perfect. People forget about them. And I don't even know if they changed the government phones, but I remember that even when the new smartphones came out, they kept them on the BlackBerry because of the encryption. But I do believe that like the newer phones also have that same kind of level of encryption and security. I could be wrong. I'm not a tech guru. That shows your age. Bro, I was there like when they came out with the iPhone, bro. Yeah, they kept them on BlackBerry. Yeah, that's what I mean, right? It's like, so see, that's exactly what I was talking about when I mentioned that there's value there. Right? That's what I mean. If a situation like that is still true, then at the end of the day, no matter what anyone says, there's still value there. And the company probably, it will not be allowed to dissolve. You understand? So eventually, in my opinion, they will either rise over time and make a phenomenal comeback, or they'll get bought out by someone else so we can keep the tech inside our web. Or, they're going to sell off that chunk of assets to someone else and they're going to get a chunk of money and the stock's going to go up. Like, either way, though, there's a lot of outcomes that could result in a higher stock for BlackBerry, which is why, in my opinion, I like them. And again, we're looking at that long-term triangle, and it might turn out to be a long hold, but, look at this again. So that's why I'm saying, look, you can see maybe year-end, January. That's when we can potentially start to see movement, right? How about if I extend these out? Let's see. Yeah, it might go actually halfway through to 26. Might be like a year from now. But remember, those people who have big money, if I'm able to make a good call and it takes a year or longer, you are now paying half the amount in taxes. So we can see absolute apex is tax day next year. Yeah, man. Like I said, they really beat it up coming out of the pump, coming out of the lockdowns, and then we get some life. We're starting to see more green volume, more buys, right? And you can see again, look, all of a sudden the earnings, all of a sudden we're back on track, right? No one's talking about it though. It's under the radar. You know what I'm saying? And again, we're talking about the governments and the encryption, and they just came out with whatever, the new operating system that they just brought to the market. I'm telling you, it's either going to be a rebound story or like an IP acquisition. Same thing with Verizon. As bad as like Verizon's like debt might be over the years, or the way mobile subscribers go up and down, or we'll miss earnings this quarter and then we'll beat earnings next quarter, right? Like, it's sporadic. And it could be like a dud in your account. But if you think about the overall picture, I believe the military uses Verizon. So, again, I don't think that would go anywhere. Would I go with HIMS puts? Well, it's probably down a chunk, right? Yeah, see, it's down 4%, so you're overpaying for the puts. And technically, you do have this technical break, and you should come down here, right? But, I mean, it could always, bounce back a tiny bit Monday, or just, like, open up flat to where you might be better off Monday, Tuesday buying those puts if you want, Again, it really should come down here. But, it's down 4%, so all the puts are more expensive right now, so that's what I mean. You're paying more than you would have yesterday. Yeah. Also, remember, it's a little bit better if you can catch the opposite move, right? Like, if we're talking about Hershey up here, 183, 185 range, oh, we think it might be too high, it might start selling off. Like now, a day like today, right? It's back up to the 180s. It's up almost 4 points. It's up over 2%. So the puts are cheaper, right? So today would be like a perfect fill to grab some puts and try to play the sell-off of Hershey. Again, something like HIMS, we're dropping 3.5%, 4%. So if you position now, markets rebound in the last 40 minutes, your put goes down, right? Then if they bounce it back 2% Monday, you know what I'm saying? You could have saved yourself 50%, 60%. So in my opinion, I just hang out. They're going to slowly bring this up and eat away at my profits, aren't they? Oh, son of a bitch. That's why I hate options, man. That's why I hate options. Uh, that's on Intel. Thanks in advance. Bum 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 bum. We were looking at a triangle. Oh, yeah. See, we were looking at this triangle. But again, I was looking at this support, and we saw. That's why I said when we broke, I said we'd probably reclaim it, and you can see it. It wanted to get back, ended up breaking the triangle. Where is it gonna go? Where is it gonna go? Where is it gonna go? Yeah, might actually go down. Might actually go down first. Yeah, I think they do drop it back here. Like 2360, 2380 maybe. And then we might bounce. Yeah, short term. Also, markets might be red again Monday, Tuesday, right? We don't know if we're going to immediately bounce back. So that's why a lot of names could, continue to bleed for the next day or two and then have a bounce. But it is, again, it is kind of a pain in the ass to position yourself here now. Because, as I said, sometimes even something like Intel, if we buy like puts now, right, we're overpaying because it's down 2%. So they just moved up. And if it opens flat first thing Monday morning, those puts are, right, automatically going to be down, whatever, 15%, 20%, right? So, right, markets are closed on Monday as well. Thank you. I completely forgot about that. Labor Day on Monday. Markets are closed on Monday, which means you'd have to wait till Tuesday, which technically makes next week's options actually less valuable, right? Because you're losing 20% total of time. You're losing a full day of time. No, I honestly, I don't know if I would position myself personally today for a day trade, week trade going into Tuesday, in my opinion. Like even right now, I'm about to, sell my own QQQ put for a good profit here, hopefully, if I see another break. And like with that cash, I wouldn't reposition into options for next week. Yeah, the theta, that's what I mean. It's going to be a short week. Markets close Monday, right? So Tuesday we open. They might, I mean, they can keep everything flat for Tuesday, Wednesday, and destroy everybody. That would destroy everybody. So don't play into it. Again, as we always say, our rules of trading, right? I'm sure I'm leaving some out, but in the Discord, you can see do not force trades. Take what the market gives you. Make sure we're always keeping some cash on hand. I'm in about 424 puts next Friday. Okay, okay. Yeah, you might want to sell before close. I'm assuming you're up though. Well, I'm hoping you're up. Um, but yeah, might not. Because again, they we might open Tuesday and we might just be flat. 30%. Yeah, that's a good return. That's a good return for now. That's a good return. Like we say, right? Secure our profits, secure our winners, and we're losing a day Monday, and we could bounce right back Tuesday if you think about it, because one, we were down Friday, and two, we lost Monday, right? So they might want to pop up green, and futures pre-market might be green, looking to bounce back because we lost a day. So if you add that whole recipe together, that is like the opposite of what you want for your puts. Hold on, what happened? What happened? It just said I lost the page. I had to reload. I don't know if you heard what I said. No idea. It's technology. I can't. I'm an old man for crying out loud. Tank it. Tank it. Break. H graph live quote $1.53 American. Crazy. I'm assuming there's still a bot in the server because, yeah, if you just joined and got a friend request, I mean, they have to be in the server to do that, right? Two friend requests. Wow. Two requests. The bots are taking over. Yeah, see, and it's wild because, it's able to change to not only your name, but apparently your ID number also. So if you go to click on them, it just shows you, it just shows me my profile. Yeah, I'm gonna do a purge. We're gonna do a purge this weekend maybe. And I'm gonna double check and really make sure. And any of these names who maybe just said like one or two quick things on a join and then never spoke again, those people might just get kicked. And if they're real, one pretended to be you, one pretended to be Sleek. It might be him. Might be him for all we know. I mean, honestly, he told me, I know some people like been listening to him and stuff. He might make some good calls here and there, but I mean, he said from the last time I had a little back and forth with him, he mentioned, "Oh, I'm just here for entertainment." And he was saying some dumb shit, so I didn't want to be a bitch, and take on that role and just boot him out, even though technically I should, because we really have no need for that. But I didn't. But it could be him. Come fly with me. Let's fly away. SMC, all up in my, taking a 5% hit. How we doing? Why is it down today? Let's find out. After the company disclosed material weaknesses in its financial report controls, that its internal controls were not effective as of, while management stated that corrective steps have begun, they could not guarantee the issues would be fully resolved or that new problems wouldn't arise. This news adds to investor concerns following a recent disappointing fourth quarter report where both revenue missed. Stock market overreacts to news. Huh. Yeah, he's all right. He just, he posts for himself, kind of one of those people. But glad he made you a couple of bucks. And he said, and you notice too, he'll say like again, he said he's only here for entertainment, right? So I don't take him seriously. But you notice, like, even when there was the Buffett news circulating, oh, what do you think he's gonna take a position in? We're gonna get that report tomorrow, blah blah blah, right? That's what I mean. He'll act like, oh, I'm only here for entertainment, and he doesn't give a shit. But he'll always ask for my opinion. That's why I tell you guys, even people who do this regularly, they need my input. They need my opinion. They need my perspective. And not to be a cocky schmuck, but I don't really need them because I know what they're going to say already. Well, all bots All bots so far try to pretend to be me. So why would a bot pretend to be him? He's not admin in the server or anything. He doesn't have some special role or something. Yeah, I mean, this could be an issue, and I mean, obviously you can see they brought it right down to this trend line here, about 41 and a third. Um, if we break, we could see 35 and potentially even 31. But I mean, again, we could beat it up for a quarter or two, but original guidance for next year was 30 billion in revenue, and they upped it to at least 33 billion, they said last quarter. So, I mean, in my opinion, I still like it. Sounds like they're dragging along freaking manhole covers out here. Meat potato salad. Up, backing them up. Backing up the truck. Yeah. Gotta stick with those winners, baby. Hey, Chris Stanley the Manly. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Very much appreciate. Appreciate all the love. Ah, they don't like you. They got it out for you, huh? Hey, who knows? Who knows? Maybe your account is flagged. They saw you buy it. They said, all right, that's it. Reverse. It is possible. Yeah, dollar looking a little weak here. Really expecting like a big leg down, especially since we're closed on Monday. I know there's less than 20 minutes left. Still holding my put like an idiot, but that remains to be seen. You, yeah, we spoke about you. I think, yeah, this was a while ago. Looks like it's wedging. It could be a cut, but I mean, you know, you missed it. It's back near the high. I'd wait for a drop here. Potential cup forming, potential cup. Yep, nothing but green candles here, bouncing. Controversial company getting people's information cut into line quickly at the airport. Right, yeah, right. I remember, yeah. It seems like they're slowly growing and they keep beating estimates, which is pretty surprising, but I guess people will do anything for convenience. I don't know. Numbers look kind of wishy-washy to me, though, and I mean, again, it did just make a really nice U-turn recovery, but if the handle does form, then as we said, you could probably scoop up the bottom of the handle. 10-15% discount potentially. But I don't know. I still say market should be selling off and pulling back a little bit, so I don't know how confident I'd be in a lot of these positions. But that is just my opinion. HGraph live quote $1.56. Yeah, right. Pumping it for the birthday. We're pumping. I actually want a little birthday tank right here. That'd be huge. Just boom, drop like 100 points real quick. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. Look at this. Look at this. Nonsense. Look at this nonsense. What a joke. What a joke. Sort of sick, tasteless juke. Looking for the tank Abbott. Boom boom. Looking for the tank. Big Tank Abbott. Yeah. I know you're gonna drop for me. I could feel it coming in you tonight. Oh Lord. Yeah, Tank Abbott. He was a beast. Throwback right there. Legend. The man, the myth, the legend himself. Oh my goodness. Look, they're gonna bring it up here now. Look, 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 look. Oh my goodness. Yeah, definitely changed it up. I definitely changed it up. But I still say the rules like favor the scoring, loves takedowns and control time and whatnot. So, in my opinion, wrestlers have an advantage still. I remember I said that one time on like a MMA video, and people are like, "What? What are you talking about? Freaking casual." And it's like, bro, we've seen people who were like losing rounds and then just dove in for a takedown and landed a couple of strikes, and they ended up winning the round. Yeah, no, nowadays the specialties are over. So now everyone coming up is completely well rounded, as you said. So everyone knows a little bit of everything. Everybody can kind of do everything. Show me tank. Show me the tank. Wow. Whoa, spread just jumped up big. Back below moving average. Breaking. Come on, don't bounce, don't bounce. Come on, 3-day weekend. We're exiting. We're exiting. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, the BKFC, I was watching. I actually haven't been keeping up with it recently. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Don't have enough strength to bounce. You don't have enough strength to bounce. Here we go. Here we go. Will you stop fucking around? What am I witnessing? We don't have time to channel. Just by tapping the logo. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who the hell's running the show over there. They keep changing it too. I feel like every month or two, I'll go to YouTube. All of a sudden, everything's different. It's a different spot. They're changing the layout. It's like, just leave it alone. People don't understand. Just leave shit alone. My goodness. Here we go. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. We got a lot of time. Let's go. We got a lot of time. Let's go. Ass jumping up. Let's go. Oh. Oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? There should be a huge rejection here. There should be a huge rejection. Yeah, whenever you're ready, sweetheart. Lower lows. We need lower lows. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Not gonna give me as much as I want. Uh, yeah. Yeah, it just filled out. Yep, and there's the break, literally in the last second. I couldn't wait. Oh, yeah, that was a good break at the end. I knew that was coming, so that definitely helped, obviously, bump up the value of the option. I obviously did not catch that bottom, but they wanted to pause the break, and then you see the massive freaking look at this as we're going into literally the last candle of the day. So I was really expecting that to come down to like here or even a lower low for the day. But yeah, still ended up making like 400% in change on the option. It obviously was up much more, but you guys see, I mean, again, you guys saw that like in real time, right? The break again. That's why I say I know what I know. And sometimes, they screw with it and it doesn't always work out perfectly, but we are significantly more correct than incorrect on this channel. What do you think about LAC at the moment? LAC, yeah, three here between like 2.5, 3. As you see, anytime we come down here, we have like a bounce here at the twos, the high twos, right? Come down to support, boom, bounce back to 3. So we have right this pop, and you can see some tightening potentially taking place here. So it might not do much, and then it might have a pop, and you can see how we're kind of scaling up, making these higher highs potentially. Right? But you can see the tightening here. So we could chill and then potentially pop up there. Yeah, in the short term could be good for a trade. Could also break down and go lower after you buy it. If you're looking for a trade though, could be good for a quick maybe 10-15%. Long term, I don't think it's a bad fill. Again, when we got the news of the DOE loan and whatnot, we popped up to 4, 5. Again, even like 3.5, 4. I think in my opinion is like fair value. So here at 3, not too bad. But again, we're waiting for updates. This is going to take a year and a half. So LAC long-term play, depending on how you want to play it. That is my analysis at the moment. That was a wild swing, though, right at the end, man, with the NASDAQ. I knew that break was coming, man. I knew that break was coming. And I had, I think, a 572 put. And here, like here, as it started climbing up, I think I had like 245. And it hit like 230. But it kept climbing, so I put in 215. So that it would get filled. And then, obviously, on this big reversal, it got filled. And it actually spiked up to like 265 each, right? So I could have got my original 245, 250 if I wanted to, but that was literally the last candle of the day. Hey, Lucio, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Appreciate it, appreciate it. Appreciate it. There was one company reporting today after the close, and it's not even showing me who it is. Who reported this morning? Let's see. Baba, okay. Yeah. HGraph 157 on the close. Mm-hmm. HydroGraph closes up 2 1/3. We had the drop yesterday below the moving average, and you can see a little bounce back up to close above the moving average. As we see it, you know, that we bring it down, but it wants to keep stepping, it looks like, in my opinion. Look at the volume too. Only 1 million shares today. Only 1 million shares. Oh wait, was Canada like off today or something? Someone may have mentioned that yesterday. But light volume today. Let's check HGraph actually. Yeah, looks like it wants to step up in my opinion. Nah, light volume on HGraph too. 1.5 million shares. Was a quiet day. Was a quiet day for the hydrographs. Still a working day, but many people ask for it to be off. All right. And by a little U-turn recovery there going into the afternoon. Not bad, not bad. Not bad at all. Freaking Silva, man. What a call, huh? Wow, look at that. The way they chunked it down right at the end there. But what a call, man. Came out of that gate sprinting to new highs. Stopped just before that beautiful round hole psychological number of 40. Looking for that 40. But of course, just another phenomenal call here by yours truly. Always mentioned it. Kept talking about it again as we were in this triangle. Talking about the bounces to the top end of the range. Look at this, 22. Then we're up to 29. Bang, we're up to 32 at top range. Right? And that's what, and look, I speak about it here as we break out the top range, right? They quieted down for what, 6 weeks or whatever, right? Burn out the traders, and then the investment comes to fruition. That's what people need to start to understand too. Criminals. Wild the way it works, man. It really is wild. And we're seeing these big swings, just in the last couple of minutes. Yeah, it definitely should have broke 40. I don't know what that random... Just hits a random ceiling at 39.96. And then, it begins almost cupping and now just breaks. Just random, right? And the dollar, again, didn't really have much movement, but all of a sudden you started to see the swings in silver right after markets close, right? Sentinel One, yeah, we had that good earnings report. Where am I? Oh, wow, yeah, really nice recovery here going into the afternoon. Phenomenal. Yeah, almost came all the way back up to 19. It's 1895. Look at that. They brought it all the way down to 18. Yeah, 18 and a quarter about. Very nice. Very nice. Sentinel 1 maintained buy. Price target raised to 25 from 23. Maintain outperform Bernstein. Price target raised to 26 from 25. Maintain neutral. Price target raised 19 to 17. They're being ultra conservative. There you go. Price target maintain 24. We know what we know. And that SMCI news, of course, didn't help. And just kind of continues to confirm, you know, the people saying, like, I don't trust this stock. And it's currently making a fool out of me. And you can see also, look, you know, we were here again. These are the lows, mid-November 24. Lows right there, April 30th, 25. And it came up and basically just touched that line exactly last week. And then we bounce, get back inside the channel, and then boom, we get the news today that technically dropped us below that support trend line. So there is maybe a very good chance that it breaks below this support trend line here, which it looks like it got very close to today, and we may actually see the break. We may actually see the break into the mid-low 30s. You may see a good bounce from there, but that could happen on SMCI. Yeah. It's possible. Gonna prepare a herbal refreshment. Yeah, we don't have much earnings. Didn't have anything too crazy happen today, so I guess we don't really have to keep streaming for too much longer. But yeah, I got some of that volume on BlackBerry. Could be in play, man, I'm telling you. My spidey senses are tingling. Yep. Yep. It's my birthday weekend. My birthday week. It's a birthday weekend. Birthday party. Yeah, baby. I like it. Alright, 10 after 4. Less than 2 hours been streaming because I got on late today like a bum. You're a bum, Rock. You're a bum. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. Yep, yep, yep. Yep, yep. It's my body and a crap I want to. Yep. You actually see out of curiosity what PayPal do. Can't keep a good man down. Look at that, right out of the gate. It wanted to go up. Right out of the gate. Right out of the gate, we dropped hard. I'm telling you, in my opinion, PayPal should be in play. Should easily, again, I mean, back to 100 and change, you're looking at 50%. Obviously, 120 would be like 60% plus, 70% in change. And if we fill the gap, again, it was like 152, 153. So if you're able to just kind of hang on to it, could potentially double up real quick. Well, not real quick, but you know what I mean. Could double up here on PayPal. PayPal. And where'd Swibby close in relation to that trend line? Oh. Bounced up and closed right on it. Might see a little bump next week. Bump. Bump. Hold on, yeah. PayPal, Swibby was BlackBerry. Okay, let's check RMTI. Again, look at that. You know, they brought it back down and dropped it with the markets and brought it back below trend line, but 210. Right? Did the update like here at 120, saying it'd go to 1.5, and you can get back to trend line here, 170, and you might be able to see $2 and change. And you can see we spiked it, they dipped it, and then we started to bounce it and spike it right back up to 210. So even from here, again, after the news of that multi-year partnership. Phenomenal return right there. Look at the volume coming in. Do I pick winners or what? Literally. And again, a little bit of an early entry, caught it after the reverse split, but again, the revenue was U-turning. There's a method to my madness. That's what I try to tell people. Method to the madness. If you're just joining the stream, it's my birthday tomorrow. It's my birthday weekend. Labor Day Monday, markets closed. 3-day weekend. It's a 3-day weekend. Alright. There's enough of this nonsense. I'm gonna end the stream. And, yeah. Want to thank everyone for hanging out, showing your support, liking the stream, sending you a couple of bucks, sending your best wishes to me. Really means a lot to me. Greatly appreciated. Love my community. And, yeah. Hope everyone has a good weekend. Hope everyone had a good week. And I'll talk to you guys in Discord. And I'll see you next week. All right, peace.